Hey guys, welcome to our last tutorial session for our WordPress workshop. So we'll have our Q&A session tonight at 8 p.m. and that will mark an end to this workshop. Now before we dive into today's topic, I just wanted to let you know that by the time you watch this video, our feedback form should be posted at our Facebook group. So your responses are really appreciated. Your responses are very important for us for two reasons. The first one is to improve on our next workshop for our WOW project, which is coming soon during the next semester break. And the second reason is that your responses allow us to look at your engagement with our workshop, which is very helpful and also at the same time very encouraging for us to continue this project. Alright, so in this video, we are going to look at the plugins in WordPress. So what are plugins? Plugins are essentially the building blocks of your WordPress sites along with the blocks and patterns in the editor. And there are different kinds of plugins that you can incorporate into your websites for different purposes. Now, why we need plugins? Since there's also quite a lot of blocks in the editor already, so why do we need them at all? So the reason is a very obvious one, because we wanted the added functions that the plugins brought to us. And you can say that there are two kinds of added functions. The first one in terms of design. So it provides us with some design blocks that are not available in the editor. Alright, so for example, later in this video, we're going to look at a plugin that gives you a contact form. So the one we usually see on most of the websites. Now, a contact form is not available in the editor, and we needed this added function, so we have to use the plugin to be able to incorporate a contact form to our websites so that the readers or the audience can get in touch with us with the form. So this is the first kind of added functions. Now, the second one is in terms of management. So what do I mean by management is the management side or the business side of your websites. So there are plugins that improve your SEO, improve the speed of your websites, create an online store, help you look at the growth of your websites and help you grow your websites and so on. So this is the reason as to why we need the plugins. Alright, so enough of the introduction. Now let's dive straight into the first plugin that we are going to introduce to you. So we are going to start from the management and growth plugins first. Now for this category, I have chosen what I think is one of the best, if not the best, out of their own field. Alright, so the first one we have Yoast SEO, followed by WP Rocket, Monster Insights, HubSpot, Jetpack, and WooCommerce. Now, bear in mind that there's no ranking in this list as they are all the representatives for their own feature set. Now, let's get straight into it. What is Yoast SEO? As the name implies, Yoast SEO is a search engine optimization plugin for WordPress. So, what does it do? Now, we have a few SEOs from Yoast, and of course, the most popular one is the Yoast SEO, the main SEO, which allows us to optimize our site for the right keyword, avoid dead links in our website, and getting previews for sharing on Twitter and Facebook, among the others. Also, we have Video Yoast SEO, which helps us with the findability of our videos and showing our videos in Google and enhancing the experience of sharing posts and so on. Then, News SEO, which helps us to add stock ticker information and indicate the genre of the articles. And the last one, we have Local SEO, which helps us with the local search results and Google Maps results and so on. Next, we are going to WP Rocket. Alright, so WP Rocket is a caching plugin for WordPress. A caching plugin is very useful to demonstrate the responsiveness of the website as it can boost the performance of your website. Now, WP Rocket provides you with features such as minimal configuration, which is a big plus since we wouldn't want to waste our time struggling or messing with the complex settings of a plugin. And we all know that this is not what I meant by boosting the performance of your website. So these are what is really so important about a caching plugin like WP Rockets. We have page caching, cache preloading, static files compression, and images on request, among more features and performance gains that we could have with a caching plugin. Next is Monster Insights, Now forgive me on the blurriness, the blur on the logo. That's what I managed to find. Alright, so Monster Insights is a Google Analytics plugin for WordPress where you have features like analytics tracking, which includes universal tracking, e-commerce tracking, outbound link tracking, found download tracking, and even scroll tracking, among many more tracking. Now with the analytics, we also have custom reports, which also lets you have analytics overview report, customizable dashboard widgets, page insights, email summaries, publisher report, and so on. Then the other feature of Monster Insights is that it provides integrations with many of the top plugins or services that you would want to add to your websites. Then we have HubSpot. So HubSpot is a growth and CRM plugin for WordPress. Now CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. So I guess you know what this plugin is for already. Alright, so HubSpot actually covers quite a wide area of services, and they provide services in various sides of a website business, including marketing, sales, service, and CMS, the content management system. Now, the features that the plugin HubSpot brings to us are CRM and content management, email marketing, marketing automation, live chat and chatbots, forms and pop-up, and so much more. Alright, the next one is from WordPress, and we've all seen it as well. Jetpack. Now, Jetpack is what you can call an all-in-one plugin. Jetpack can make your WordPress websites to be safer and faster and help you grow your traffic while acting as a search engine, which we have also seen before. Jetpack provides you with a 24/7 auto site security, which includes auto real-time backups and easy restore, malware scanning, and spam protection. Also, Jetpack helps to leverage the power of AMP, which helps to optimize your website on mobile devices. And we have an easy to use design tool with Jetpack as well. So Jetpack is really a rojak of plugins. Now, the next one, WooCommerce. So as the name implies, WooCommerce is an e-commerce plugin for WordPress, and you can take this as kind of the only thing that you ever need for setting up an e-commerce website. Now, obviously, you would need some other plugins for the other features, but what I wanted to tell you is that if you want to set up an e-commerce website, then WooCommerce is the only core plugins that you would need. Without WooCommerce plugins, it's very hard for you to build an e-commerce website without WooCommerce. So it provides features that helps us to set up an e-commerce website as you would expect. Some of the features of WooCommerce are that we can set up a store very easily in just a few minutes. Flexible and secure payment, which is the most important thing of an e-commerce website. Order management on the go, hundreds of extensions available. And also, you have WooCommerce blocks, which allow you to select and display products in a modular way. So WooCommerce actually covers not only the back end of your e-commerce website, but also you have additional blocks for your front end as well. Alright, now let's go into design plugins. So here I have only two that really stands out, WP Forms and Messenger Chat. Now let's talk about WP Form first because it's very straightforward. So this is what I talked about in the beginning of the video about the form plugin. So this is the one. So it is a form plugin for WordPress. Now the features that it provides include drag and drop form builder, form templates, responsive mobile friendly, smart conditional logic, marketing and subscriptions, and spam protection. Alright, now we'll have a look at Messenger, which we do have more things to talk about. Now, I believe I don't need to explain what is Messenger plugin for WordPress, but why do we need a Messenger plugin, right? Because before this, we have HubSpot, which provides live chat features with chatbots as well. Now, the main feature of using a Messenger plugin is the continuation. So what I mean by this is that your readers or your customers can pick up the chat very easily in Facebook and just continue on with maybe their requests or maybe checking other information with you. Alright, the second one will be the ability to integrate chatbots. Now, there are quite a few of chatbot platforms which you can integrate with Facebook Messenger. And now, this is what we're going to talk about. Empowering the Messenger chat. So I have two examples of the add-ons or the chatbots platform that you can integrate with Messenger Chat. The first one is Chatfuel, and the second one is Dialogflow. Now, this is the dashboard of Chatfuel. Chatfuel is a blog-based chatbot platform, so every action and every selection is going to be presented in a very user-intuitive blog. And there's actually a lot of blog for that. So despite the intuitive blog-based platform, Chatfuel is quite powerful if your chatbot is not a very complex one. Also, with rules, flows, and automate, it can handle a lot of things you would throw at a not too complex chatbot. After all, a chatbot is not a full-fledged personal assistant. You can also take over the chat from the chatbot anytime you want it with the live chat there. Now, Dialogflow. So for Dialogflow, you just take Chatfuel and level it up. Now, to put simply, this is really the case. But if we really look into it, Dialogflow is very different from Chatfuel. Now, so for Chatfuel, you might be able to create a chatbot with no prior knowledge to it, and that is most of the time not the case for Dialogflow. So the building blocks for these two platforms are different. For the Chatfuel is using block-based, and Dialogflow is using intent-based. If you look at the dashboard here, you can see that we have intent, create intent, then we have the default fallback intent, default welcome intent. So everything is an intent. So it is more complex, but at the same time, it is very powerful and it is very intelligent if you train it well. So there's an actual machine learning going on behind the scene, whereas for Chatfuel, it is more hardcore. But for most of us, Chatfuel is going to be enough. Yeah, it's going to be just fine. But there is also a way for you to integrate Chatfuel with Dialogflow. So maybe you can skip some dialogue in the Chatfuel, and then you can use the generated one from the Dialogflow because it's not more dynamic. In the Chatfuel, you have predetermined set of actions, but in the Dialogflow, your dialogue or the output is dynamic. So it has a selection of outputs that it will shuffle or cycle through. And in the Chatfuel, we have this JSON API block where this is how you can connect the Chatfuel with the Dialogflow, and together it will become a simple and yet quite dynamic chatbot. I mean, it's not going to be as powerful as building it on Dialogflow only, because for some of the steps or some of the actions, it is still block-based, and also Chatfuel doesn't have a very intuitive or a direct way of having conditional statements. So if you have many if-else statements in your chatbots, then for Chatfuel it's going to be a very big mess because you have to create a lot of logs to link to every possibility. Alright, so that's all from me in this video, and we've come to an end for all tutorial sessions in this WordPress workshop. And we'll all have our last session tonight, which is the Q&A session. Now, before you go, please help us with the feedback form. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys tonight.